I'm Jason Sipe, and this is the Indiana Libertarian Update for the week of May 1st, 2017. We've got a preview of what to expect at the LPIN State Convention in Evansville later this week. Rodney Benker is going to be swinging in for that interview. But first, let's check on Libertarian events from around the state of Indiana. I'm going to be kicking things off, not down in Rush County, but up here in Westfield, Indiana. Today is the 2nd of May, and to support that, the folks over at the Hamilton County Libertarian Party have put together this event. It's Support the Second on the 2nd. Basically, it's an opportunity for you to go visit the range on May 2nd. It's happening at Tim's Shooting Academy of Westfield. That's on Commerce Drive. Swing over there from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Join Donald Rainwater and all those folks for more. Okay, American Standoff is being presented by LibertyStraightUp.net. That's happening on Thursday of this week, Thursday, May 4th, from 6:30 to 9:30, up in Highland, Indiana. That's happening at Rodney's Sports Bar at 2833 Highway Avenue in Highland, Indiana, from 6:30 to 9:30 p.m. Never heard of the film, not very familiar with the folks of LibertyStraightUp.net, but they sent it our way, and we're happy to pass it along to you, the Indiana Libertarian Update viewer. Of course, the big news this week, the Libertarian State Convention. That's right, Libertarian Party of Indiana, and all of its members will be assembling in Evansville, Indiana, from Friday, May 5th through Sunday, May 7th. We've got all the details you need to know about the event. If you're a late arrival and want to participate, we've got information not only about the public events, the events that you can join in on for free, as well as accommodations and more information. That's coming up with Rodney Benker here in just a few minutes. The Libertarian Party of Tippecanoe County will be meeting on Monday of next week from 6 to 7 p.m. at Spurlocks in Lafayette, Indiana. The Libertarian Party of LaPorte County will have their meeting on May 10th. Let's see, we're looking at the exact time. It says May 10th to May 11th. We're going to say that's probably May 10th at JJ's Side Out Bar and Grill in LaPorte, Indiana. Libertarian Party of Morgan County is going to have their monthly business meeting. That happens at Ralph and Ava's Cafe and Catering from 6 to 7 p.m., and that'll be followed by a meet and greet. Apparently, the Serenity spaceship will be there in Mooresville, Indiana, so be sure to check that out. Again, that's at Ralph and Ava's Cafe and Catering in Mooresville, Indiana, and the meet and greet goes from 7 to 10 p.m. immediately following that business meeting. Hamilton County Libertarians will be getting together for a May meetup. That happens at 6:30 next Thursday, May 11th, at Barley Island Brewing Company in Noblesville, Indiana. Looks like we're going to have a pretty good turnout for that one. Libertarian Party of Monroe County has an event for anybody who wants to participate. This is an online webinar. It starts Saturday, May 13th at 6 p.m. runs till about 6:30. Tickets are available at nationbuilder.com. This is a pretty good deal. If you want to learn about phone banking, especially if you're there in the Bloomington area, you can join this online seminar, and they're starting to lay the foundation for what's going to be a promising run in 2018 for Libertarians statewide. I want to say a special thanks to those folks down there in Monroe County. The St. Joseph's County Libertarian Party will have their business meeting on May 18th. That's next Thursday at Gianetto's Pizza and Pasta on Cleveland Road in Granger, Indiana. And again, that's at 7 p.m. And of course, we talked to Paul Morrell about this last week. The Rush County Libertarian Party will have their women's handgun training course. That happens Saturday, May 20th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. They have a couple of slots left. And if you're interested in learning more, again, visit the folks over at the Libertarian Party of Rush County, and you can find details there, or you can message us here at the Indiana Libertarian Update for more information. Okay, as promised, this is the big week of the state convention, and we chatted with Rodney Benker a little earlier this week to get some details about the convention. We got a little bit of video, but this is mostly audio, so I'll be quiet and turn it over to Rodney and let him fill us in on what's happening down in Evansville this week. Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to today's Indiana Libertarian Update interview. We have a special treat in store for you this week. Rodney Benker probably doesn't even realize he holds a very special distinction. Rodney, care to guess what unique distinction you will now hold in the history of the Indiana Libertarian Update?
Probably the most last-minute interviewer you've ever had.
Actually, that's not true. That's not true. But you are our first repeat visitor. You're the first person that we've had as a repeat guest here at the Indiana Libertarian Update. So that one's going down for the history books. That can't be changed.
Okay, good deal. Well, maybe that'll change in the future.
All right, Rodney. Thanks so much for coming in today. The reason that we were happy to have you join us, even if it is kind of a last minute interview, this is the week we've all been waiting for. 2017 Indiana Libertarian Convention is happening down in Evansville. So, Rodney, how's it going? Are we ready for this or not?
You know what? I think most of the logistics for the convention are pretty much done. Of course, the day of Friday getting there, there's going to be a lot of work to do and setting up and everything like that. But I think that the hard planning part of it is done and ready to go. I've got quite a bit more work to do on my end. But, that's my problem.
Well, I'm sure you'll get it all wrapped up in time. Tell us a little bit about the schedule. What can folks arriving on Friday expect?
Okay, so Friday we start out, and I'm going to be speaking in local time there. I believe it's Central Time in Evansville. Mm-hmm. So Friday night at 6 p.m. Starts the reception in the Las Vegas room in the hotel. And that goes from 6 to 8 p.m. And then from 8 to 9:30 p.m. is the chairs debate. So we'll start out with a little bit of casual food and drink. I think there's going to be some pizza there, maybe some other snacks. There'll be a cash bar in the room as well. And then we will have the chairs debate that is scheduled to take approximately an hour and a half.
Okay, that sounds like that's going to be a great warm-up for things happening on Saturday. Any word on county affiliates or other, perhaps individuals having hospitality rooms on Friday evening?
That is the county affiliate hosting that. You caught me off guard there. The county of Evansville.
I believe that's Vanderburgh County down there.
Yeah, Vanderburgh County is hosting that reception room.
Okay, great. Now, what can we look forward to on Saturday?
Saturday, everything starts bright and early, 8 a.m. With registration in the Walnut B room. Now, of course, this could possibly change last minute depending on the amount of registrations that we get for the convention. I don't anticipate that happening, so for right now, it's pretty solid that it'll be in the Walnut B room. Registration again starts at 8 o'clock. The business or the convention will officially start at 9 a.m. With Arvin Vora starting the convention out as the keynote speaker at 9 a.m. And these are we're gonna hold as sharp or as closely to the timeline as possible. So I wouldn't expect a very late start Saturday morning. So you need to make sure that you have enough time to get in there and get registered. If you need to make any last-minute purchases or buy your package when you arrive, you can do that there. We prefer cash. We can do check, and we can also do credit card there on the spot as well. But make sure you give yourself enough time to get in and get registered and be ready to go by 9 a.m. for Arvin.
And don't waste that hour just because they're on Central Time, thinking that you're going to be able to just blow that hour off. So now things kick off with Arvin at 9 a.m. After registration begins at 8 a.m. When does the open business session begin for the day? Or for that matter, am I skipping anything as far as breakout rooms or other speakers?
Okay, so this year it's a little bit kind of mixed in throughout the day of what's going on. The official business meeting, the convention agenda, starts at 1 p.m. So after lunch is the official business meeting. Most of the morning is going to be speakers. I don't think there's going to be any breakout sessions this year. Most of it's just going to be speakers and presenters. I will be presenting our Wild Apricot members portal that I am working Jesse and I are working really hard to finish and get ready to go. That will be displayed. We've got several different speakers and a couple presenters as well. But the business meeting starts at 1 p.m. Central Time.
Okay. Now, what kind of fun and games can we anticipate in the business session this year?
Well, really, I mean, the biggest item are officer elections. That's going to be the bulk of the day. Most of the time, or most of the beginning points are scheduled to take anywhere between 5 and 10 minutes. Something might go over to 15 minutes or something like that. But really, it's just the officer election. At this point in time, the chair's seat is the only contested race that I've heard of. I obviously wouldn't know, or well, I should know, but I haven't heard of any other contested seats at this point in time to be elected for. So at this point in time, the officer or the chair's election might only be the most time-consuming part of the elections. There will be a little bit of discussion for rules and bylaws changes, and then my technology presentation, and that's about it.
Okay. So it sounds like we might get out of there with a few minutes to spare before dinner. Is there going to be an organized dinner that afternoon or evening?
There is. Dinner starts at 6 p.m. and our agenda is scheduled to be over at 6 p.m., but I would anticipate ending early with our business meeting. So everybody should have a little bit of time to go freshen up and do whatever they need to do to get into dinner. Obviously, the dinner is scheduled from 6 to 7 p.m., but historically, dinner usually runs a little bit over. We don't have to leave the room at 7 when it's scheduled to be. But 6 p.m., dinner starts with Laura Becky, who is the senator from Iowa.
Oh, fantastic! That'll be an interesting way to cap off the day. Now, following the convention, following the dinner, are there any official entertainment or party plans for the evening, or are the convention goers going to be left to their own devices there?
Well, that's kind of open. I think what we'll do is we'll play some just light music if people want to hang out in the room and talk and associate. But we are in a casino. With your package that you have, with the hotel room, if you've got hotel room, you should have some, like I think $5 of free casino money that's included with that you should get when you check into the casino. So if you want to go to the casino or break into groups or do anything like that after the dinner, you're welcome to do so, or there will also be the cash bar in the Walnut Room A where we have dinner to just kind of hang out. But there's nothing officially scheduled to happen after dinner.
Okay. And for Sunday, anything to cap it off before people start heading back to their different corners in the state?
Yeah, absolutely. Sunday morning, it starts out with breakfast in the Las Vegas room. That is for our 1994 Society members. It's a long tradition that we've had at conventions, so we're happy to continue that tradition out. And then at 11 a.m. Starts our State Central Committee meeting, our SEC meeting. And all of our meetings, party-wide, are always open to the public. For those who don't know, the State Central Committee is basically the district representatives and the elected leadership of the LPIN who all meet and discuss important topics. And the public, general membership, are always welcome to all of those meetings. So if there's something important that you would like to bring up or just want to learn about what the new administration, if you will, is planning on and has on the schedule to get us moving forward in the next 2 years, the SEC meeting, the first one, would be an excellent meeting to attend if you can.
Okay. Yeah, and I think this is going to be kind of a good opportunity for some folks who might not otherwise think about the Central Committee meetings and things like that to actually see what happens at these. It can be very captivating, to say the least. Okay. Anything else going on Sunday that's noteworthy before we talk a little bit about those last-minute accommodations and such?
No, that's about it. The SEC meetings, sometimes they can be quick, sometimes they can be long. I anticipate this meeting to be a little bit longer than average because depending on who wins chair, we've got several new district reps. I know there's some big things that will probably need to be discussed. So that's scheduled from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. I know that's set to a deadline as far as how long we can have that room. I think at that point in time we need to be out of the room. So we'll do the best we can to be out of there by 3 p.m. But that's pretty much it. Breakfast in the morning and then the SEC meeting in the afternoon, or, well, late morning.
So you hint at some big things that need to be discussed at the SEC meeting. Care to elaborate?
Well, I think a lot of that's going to depend on who wins chair. Uh,
Hmm.
Depending on, they both have a little bit different idea of what needs to be done structurally for the party and where we need to go. So the chair is going to have a big role in laying out that structure or path that we follow for the next 2 years. So there's probably going to be some discussion around that. I know that one proposal is going to require setting up various committees, setting up different directorships, and then possibly finding people to fill those spots. So, and then the other one is going to depend on a little bit more of a technology need on the back end. Those things will have to be discussed and weighed out, and then set our plans on moving forward with those ideas.
Okay, very cool. So, of course, as the business meeting and any of the party business meetings are open to the public. But for those of us, but for those people who have not actually secured a package that allows them full access to all the public speakers, Arvin's speech, and that kind of thing, is there any last minute way to get in on that?
Well, I am going to keep up the registration for the convention on the website. So if you go to lpin.org/2017 convention, that page will have all of the convention information on there, all of the details and everything. And you can go ahead and buy your convention packages through the website, and I will keep that up until the day, probably actually till Sunday. I probably won't even take it down until Sunday night.
Right on.
But at any rate, so that option will always be there all the way through the convention to buy convention packages if you have not done so already. The only thing that is on the website now is that the Tropicana Executive Conference Center, the hotel, is sold out of rooms. There are no more rooms available. There are no more rooms available in the attached hotel. But there are many hotels in that area that still do have rooms available, and you can find a little bit more detailed information on that on the event setup on our Facebook page, on the LPIN Facebook page. People have been updating that on a regular basis where they've been getting rooms, so to get the most up-to-date information, that's probably the best place to check.
Right on, right on. That's great to see people helping each other out on the event page there at the Libertarian Party of Indiana Facebook page. Okay, so anything else you want to add before we let you get back to your day? I know you got a lot to do between now and Friday when things kick off.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of work. No, I mean, I think that pretty much covers it. I'm excited for this convention. I think that there's, no matter who wins chair, provided that I don't win or I don't lose to none of the above, NOTA, I'm excited. Which is always a possibility in the Libertarian Party. But I'm excited about possible changes to come. There's a lot of work to be done to get us ready for 2018, and I think no matter who wins, whether it be Jesse or Tim, we've got two very qualified people that have good vision for the future.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think it's going to be an exciting. And slightly contentious race for chair down there. Okay, well, Rodney, thanks so much for joining us today, and we'll look forward to seeing you this Saturday and Sunday, well, maybe even Friday, down in Evansville.
Fantastic.
Well, best wishes to Jesse, Tim, and all the folks participating in the Libertarian Party of Indiana convention this weekend down in Evansville. I'm not exactly sure in what capacity the Indiana Libertarian Update will be there this week. I'm hoping to make it down, if nothing else, then on Saturday for the business meetings, but possibly more. It remains to be seen. We will return next week with a recap of all the news from the state convention. If you have a news story, event, or meeting you want us to pass along, just send us a message via Facebook or drop me an email. That's jsipe@sipesociety.com, jsipe@sipesociety.com. Until next time, I am Jason Sipe, and I'll see you on the computer.